You see, as I told you in my inaugural session, that until and unless you know your strengths, that is what you can do very well. You know your weaknesses, that is what you cannot do. Your attitudes, your likings, your dislikings, you cannot make appropriate choices. Your success, you cannot assure. So, self awareness is very important. It plays a very important role in everybody's life. So, having clarity about who you are, what you want, and even why you want, that empowers a person to consciously and actively make those wants a reality. Otherwise, you will continue to get caught up in your own internal dramas, unknown beliefs, and continue to allow unknown thought processes. So, the clarity with which you can answer the question like, who am I, where I have been, and where I am going, all these determines your compatibility chart, your own destiny, and will enable definitely you to realize your potential. So the roles which we play in life require different sets of traits, knowledge, skills, attitudes, and knowledge of one's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats that will enable a person to perform those roles effectively and efficiently by capitalizing on strengths and minimizing the weaknesses and encashing upon the opportunities and converting threats to opportunities. So, in this particular session, we will learn the concept of self awareness, the benefits of self awareness, what are the two types of self awareness, and how we can enhance our self awareness. So, let me share my PPT with you. So, self awareness, what is it? You see, self awareness is the ability to perceive one's own existence, including one's own traits, feelings, and behavior. Although most people believe that they are self aware, but true self awareness is a rare quality. You see, self awareness seems to have become the today's management buzzword, and for good reason. And if you look at the literature, the literature suggests that when we see ourselves clearly, when we know our strengths and weaknesses, then we are more confident, we are more creative, we make, you see, sounder decisions, we build strong relationships, we communicate more effectively, and on the other hand, we are less likely to lie, cheat, and steal. We are better workers, we are better individuals who get more promotions, and we are more effective leaders with more satisfied colleagues and more profitable organizations. Uh, it is a personal understanding of the very core of one's own identity. It means to know your personality, your attitudes, your values, your likings, and your, you see, dislikings. Awareness is fire. Awareness burns all that is wrong in you. It burns your possessiveness. It burns your jealousy. It burns all that is wrong and negative, and it enhances all that is beautiful, that is graceful, that is divine. These are the words by Dhammapada, the way of the Buddha. So, self awareness, friends, is the ability to focus on yourself and how your actions, your thoughts, or your emotions do or do not align with your internal standards. And friends, if you are highly self aware, you can objectively evaluate yourself, you can manage your emotions, you can align your behavior with your values, and understand correctly how others perceive you. So, anyone who is dedicated to self improvement, personal development, or the higher goal of spiritual growth needs to actively seek to understand oneself. This is because only when one understands where one lacks can he or she focus their efforts on what to improve. So, self awareness is the capacity that a person has to introspect my strengths, my weaknesses, opportunity. That is, you can carry out some sort of SWOT analysis. It includes gaining an understanding of as well as insight into one's strengths, qualities, weaknesses, defects, ideas, thoughts, beliefs, ideals, responses, reactions, attitude, emotions, motivation, and so on. So, introspection also includes assessing how one is perceived by others and how others are impacted based on one's behavior, responses, and conduct. So, in simple language, we can say that in order to know about self, you need to answer questions like, what are my strengths? What can I do very well? What are my weaknesses? Now, how can I overcome those shortcomings? From where I can learn? Who is the right person? How do my friends describe me? Firstly, how you perceive yourself, you know, and the second is how your colleagues, your friends, your family members perceive you. And do I agree with their descriptions? If yes, why? If not, why not? Another question is what type of people I enjoy working with. It means that what are the characteristics of what are your own characteristics, whether they match with the characteristics of a person to whom you enjoy working. What motivates me? What are my dreams for the future? What causes stress in me? And then, how do I reduce my stress? In life, what do I value the most? What qualities do I like to see in other person? Why do I disagree with someone's viewpoints? It means I don't have the you see patience to listen to other person. To whom I attribute my success, or you can say failure, or how do I resolve conflicts? And the most important is how do I learn? So if you could find the answers to all these questions, that will enhance your self awareness, that will make you very much happy and a very satisfied person. Now let me share with one uh, example of a person who has practiced self awareness skill. Now you see, there is one person named Ashok, and who has prepared a quarterly report, and frequently he produces subpar report results. He himself notices the discrepancy between his standards and performance, and engages in self evaluation to determine where it comes from and how to improve. Now, he asked many things from himself. What makes the task so hard for him? And he realizes that he never seems to have trouble doing the work that goes into the report, but he struggles with writing it up cohesively and clearly. Work wise, he is okay, but when it comes to making a presentation, he lacks. So he decided to fix this discrepancy by taking a FDP or course to improve his own writing skills. Or he has thought of showing his report to a colleague before he submits, and thereby he has created a reusable template for future reports. So he is sure to include all relevant information. It means you need to seek feedback from others. Even you see, say you have submitted the result report to your HOD, and HOD has seen it and he says nothing. But if you want to develop yourself, you want to improve yourself, you can ask him, Sir, how is the report? He says it's good. But another question you can ask, Sir, can you list some of the shortcomings? Can I make the report next time a wonderful report? Okay, the boss will think that he has the capacity, he wants some feedback, and then on hearing the feedback from him, you can make improvement. So likewise, you see, you are teaching in a class, you do not know how you are standing, what type of gestures you are showing, what about your quality of you see handwriting on the board, blackboard, chalkboard, the quality of presentation, the interaction, the eye contact, the rate of delivery. If you do not seek feedback from your student, you will go on teaching in that way, you will never improve. But before the semester is over, if you provide a piece of paper to all your students and ask them, you have seen listening to my lecture for the last 4.5 months, how did you like? What were the shortcomings? Please do not write your roll number, your name on the piece of paper. You please give your comments about my teaching. It means you are open to feedback. It means you are open to any kind of criticism. The purpose is to, you see, develop yourself. So, in other words, an individual needs to carry out self analysis. Oh, sorry, SWOT analysis. Okay. SWOT analysis refers to the strengths, the weaknesses, the opportunities, the threats. Now, friends, the 39 of you are sitting here. Please have a piece of paper and take 5 minutes to write down on a piece of paper about your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, your threats. Say you are working in a college, polytechnic or engineering college. So, can you analyze yourself? So, please take 5 minutes and share with all of us. So, be open. So I'll give you, you see, 5 minutes. So on a piece of paper, you carry out your own SWOT analysis. Okay, then I'll share with you one video. Okay, so yes, yes, please take 5 minutes and do conduct SWOT analysis of yourself. That is by listing your strengths, your weaknesses, your opportunities, and then detailing out the threats. And you can share. So I'm giving you 5 minutes. So any one of you is ready with the with your own SWOT analysis? Yes. So any volunteer who would like to share his or her own SWOT analysis? Okay. Uh, we'll take your this one feedback at the end of this particular session. So let me proceed further. Let me share with you one small video. Can you see this video?
This got to be introduced, that's all.
Manisha ji, is this was this video visible to all of you? I am again showing it. Please let me know whether it is visible or not.
got to be introduced, that's all.
Yes, sir, visible.
Attention to everything around you. Don't this one. But the quality of your life is essentially determined by how you carry this one. Yes or no? This moment, what kind of clothes you're wearing, what kind of car you parked outside, what kind of home you live in does not determine the quality of your life. This moment, how joyful are you feeling within yourself determines the quality of your life, isn't it so? Nothing has been done about it. You think it will happen in consequence, and you're setting impossible goals for your happiness. If I have to be happy, my wife should be like this, my husband should be like that, my children should be like this, the world should become some other way. Well, these are impossible conditions you're setting for your happiness and peacefulness. Now that you have compromised yourself to peace, why I'm saying compromise yourself to peace is because a lot of people have given up aspirations for being ecstatic or blissful. If I'm just peaceful, it's enough. Even the so-called spiritual leaders are going about and saying peace is the highest goal in your life. Peace is not the highest goal in your life. If you want to enjoy your lunch today, you must be peaceful. Yes or no? If you're not even peaceful, there is nothing in your life that you can do in a worthwhile way. To be peaceful essentially means this, that you're not messing your mind. To be peaceful means that your system is at ease. You know how to conduct your mind, you know how to conduct your emotions, your body and your energies. You are peaceful. It is not a rocket technology. It is the most basic thing. You have a dog at home, you give him his food, he sits peacefully. Maybe not ecstatic, but peacefully. Many times they're ecstatic also. Yes. If your dog is able to sit peacefully, oh, he doesn't have to run my industry. That's not the point. He's got his own stuff going. See, it has nothing to do with the external activity that you're doing. It's got something to do with the internal systems as to how they're functioning. Essentially, it means neither your body, nor your mind, nor your chemistry, nor your emotions, nor your energy are taking instructions from you. They're doing their own thing. Once your machine is not in your control, being peaceful is impossible. I'll tell you, you get into your car, and now you go there and you want to turn this way. You do this to the steering, it goes this way. Can you peacefully drive this car? Can you? No. Anxiety is natural, isn't it? This is what has happened to your vehicle. It's out of control. You've never done anything to find out where the steering wheel is, first of all. This is not that simple as a car. This is a super computer. Now the problem is most people have not even bothered to find the keyboard. They think if they do this, somehow it'll work. When you're given such a highly sophisticated machine, if you do not conduct it properly, it will cause many problems to you. By accident, it's working. I want you to know this. This is made this way. If you hold your hands like this, it'll breathe one way. If you just turn it around, the very way you breathe, the breathing pattern itself changes in your lungs. You can try it if you want when you have the time. This way, this way. I'm saying everything that you do, fundamental changes are happening in this machine because it's such a sophisticated machine. It's more than a touch screen. If you just wish it, it will happen. When you have such a sensitive and sophisticated machine and you are operating like a blacksmith, then being peaceful seems to be difficult. Peace is not the highest goal in your life. It is the most fundamental requirement. Don't ever set peace as the highest goal. If you do that, you will only rest in peace. You must see, to be peaceful is the first thing in your life, isn't it? If you want to do anything sensibly in your life, if you want to conduct any situation in your life sensibly, to be peaceful and happy is fundamental. Such a fundamental thing is rising to heavens these days. People think they're going to be peaceful somewhere else, not here, because you have never paid attention to this machine. never paid attention to the internal mechanism of how a human being functions. What is the basis of everything that's happening within you? It takes a little bit of attention. That's why our basic program is called as inner engineering. We've engineered the whole world the way we want it. Much comfort and convenience has come, but well-being has not come, isn't it? Because well-being will not come. Well-being will come only when this is engineered the way you want it. Only then you will know well-being.
Yes, sir. Did you like this video? Yes? Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Huh.
yes.
Okay. So, this was a small task given to you. We'll see at the end of this particular session. Now, let us talk about, you see, two types of self-awareness. It could be either public self-awareness or, you see, private self-awareness. Now, public self-awareness means understanding how other people view us. This type emerges when people are aware of how they appear to others. Public awareness emerges in situations when people are at the center of attention. For example, when you are giving a presentation or you are talking to a group of friends. So, this type of self awareness compels people to adhere to social norms. Okay. So, when we are aware that we are being watched and evaluated, we often try to behave in ways that are socially acceptable or socially, or you can say desirable. So, in nutshell, we can say we display our best behavior, which may not be reflective of our true personality. दूसरों के सामने हम अच्छा बनने की कोशिश करते हैं. So, public self-awareness can lead to evaluation anxiety, in which people become distressed, anxious, or worried about how they are perceived by others. So, our research shows that people who know how others see them are more skilled at showing empathy and talking others' perspective. And for leaders who see themselves as their employees do, their employees tend to behave to have a better relationship with them, feel more satisfied with them, and see them as more effective in general. Then private self-awareness, which is internal, that represents how clearly we see our own values, passions, aspirations fit with our environment, reactions like thought, feelings, behavior, strength, weaknesses, and how these impact on others. So, this type happens when people become aware of some aspects of themselves, but only in a private way. For example, uh, seeing your face in a mirror is a type of private self-awareness, isn't it? Feeling your heart flutter when you see someone you are attracted to is another example of private self-awareness. Close family friends, members are privy to some aspects of our private self as we let our guard down in front of them. So they become invaluable aids in helping us assess ourselves. So Now, let me show before you the 4 self-awareness archetypes, and this map shows internal self-awareness, that is how well you know yourself, against external self-awareness, that is how well you understand how others see you. Now, if one person is high on internal self-aware and low on external self-awareness, he is or she is an introspector. He or she is clear on who he or she is, but do not challenge his or her own views or search for blind spots by getting feedback from others. So you can harm, this can harm their relationship and limit their success. Now, coming to a person who is high on internal self aware and high on external self aware, it means he is totally aware. Such people know who they are, what they want to accomplish, what they want to seek out, and value others' opinion. This is where leaders begin to fully realize the true benefits of self awareness. It means this area we need to expand. Now, a person who is high on internal self awareness but low on external self awareness, he or she is a seeker. Such people do not yet know who they are, what they stand for, or how their teams see them. So, as a result, they might feel stuck or frustrated with their performance and their relationship. Now, coming to pleasers who are high on self awareness and low on internal self awareness, that is, high on external self awareness but low on internal self awareness. ये लोगों को खुश करते हैं. They are called pleasers. They can be so focused on appearing a certain way to others that they could be overlooking what matters to them. So over the time, they tend to make choices that are not in service of their own success and fulfillment. So let us try to be in this quadrant where you are high on internal self-awareness and as well as high on external self-awareness. So external self-awareness means how people perceive you. Internal self-awareness is how you perceive yourself. If you are high on both the ends, you are self-aware. Now coming to the Johari window, one educationist loved. He has tried to present a model to have better understanding of self. There are 4 types of selves. Open self, that is known to self, it is also known to others. Unknown self, that is unknown to self but known to others. This is the hidden self, known to self but not known to others. This is unknown self, which is not known to self and also not known to others. So open self is the area which you know as much as others know about you. This is the part of self which is talked openly with others, and one is happy to share with others. Now, in this case, the communication is more open, authentic, and interpersonal relations are very much cordial. Now coming to, that is, you are expressing yourself to others. Blind self represents part of yourself which you do not know, but it is known to others. So here the need is to be open to receiving feedback from others, to know that part of yourself which others know. I have given you one example how you can ask for feedback. Even after submitting your report, you can ask your senior to provide you, you can say, the suggestions. Or when you are, you see at the end of the semester, you can ask your student to give you the feedback about the way you taught for the last 4.5 months. Only then you will come to know that my students are expecting this thing from me. You will try to incorporate those things in your teaching. Hidden self consists of that part of yourself, that is your aspirations, your desires, wishes, apprehensions. These are known to self, but you have not made open to others. So, okay, so you have you have these things you have hide from others. So you need to open up or share yourself with others so that you can improve your relationships with others. Now, this is unknown self, is neither known to you nor known to others. So venture out into new activities may open up this particular area of yourself. Okay, so let me present one more small video here. Yes.
The Johari Window, named after the first names of its creators, Joseph Luft and Harry Ingham, is a useful tool for understanding ourselves and how therapy and self-awareness can help us live more effective lives. The four panes of the Johari Window represent four parts of ourself. My public self is what I show others about me. My hidden self is what I choose to hide from others. My blind spots are parts of me that others see, but I don't. My unconscious self are parts of me I don't see, nor do others. We all have these four parts of self, but their respective sizes vary for each of us. A more fully aware person has a large public self, with the other three areas small in comparison. This person understands why she acts the way she does and is genuine and open with others because she has minimized her hidden self and blind spots while working to bring her unconscious self to greater awareness. She's also in touch with her needs, feelings, opinions, and values. In other words, she's become her true self, the source of her wisdom and true identity. A generally unaware person has a small public self with the other three areas large in comparison. This person acts in ways he doesn't understand because outdated decisions, beliefs, rules, and defense mechanisms have caused him to develop substantial blind spots. In addition, he is guarded and less genuine with others because he has developed a significant hidden self as a defense against his own deep-seated shame and fear. In short, he is disconnected from his true self, becoming more defended against life than living life. Overwhelming emotional pain, particularly early in life, causes us to utilize whatever methods and defenses are necessary to survive. These methods offer short-term relief, but often can create long-term problems because they require us to repress or disconnect from our painful emotions. Thus, our blind spots, hidden self, and unconscious self expand, and our public self shrinks as we distance ourselves from our feelings and needs. In essence, we lose touch with our true self, which is our compass to help guide us through life. Therapy and mindful self-exploration can assist you in expanding your public self while shrinking your blind spots, hidden self, and unconscious self. As your public self expands, you will reclaim disowned parts of yourself, the parts you had to abandon to survive a dysfunctional childhood or environment. In essence, you will claim your true self. If you are ready for the journey to your true self, then visit my website, SerenityOnlineTherapy.com, to learn more about me and the online services I provide. If you found this video helpful,
So, another way of understanding self is to know that there is a perceived self, real self, and ideal self. If there is more correspondence between your perceived self or real self or ideal self, you will become a more satisfied and happier person. The more the incongruence, greater will be dissatisfaction, greater will be discontentment. So being honest with oneself is crucial first step towards coping with reality. Now coming to the benefits of self-awareness. If you look at the literature says that when we see ourselves clearly, that is how others perceive you and how you yourself perceive yourself. Okay, if both are known to you, that is as per you see Johari window, that you are in the open self, then you become more confident, more creative, make sound decision, you build strong relationship, you communicate more effectively. So with self awareness, you can make you can make yourself more proactive, you can boost your acceptance and encourage positive self development. Self awareness will enable you to see things from the perspective of others. You can practice self control, you can work creatively, productively, and experience pride in yourself and your work, as well as general esteem, self esteem. You are a better decision maker. It can make you better at your job, better communicator in the workplace, and enhance your self confidence and job related well being. So, if you see you are self aware, you are less likely to lie, cheat, and steal. You become better employee, you get more promotion, you are more effective leader with more satisfied colleagues, students, more profitable organization. Now coming to enhancing your self awareness. You see, very important that you need to enhance your own self awareness. Now, what are the techniques? This can be done by observing yourself. Okay, so you see, to understand our personality, we need to understand the nature of our mind. Friends, as you know, the mind is made up of two parts. One is the conscious part, second is subconscious part. The subconscious part is vast, and the impressions that are buried deep inside are not easy to uncover and analyze. As a result, one feels a certain amount of restlessness, and emotions such as insecurity, fear, or anger. And you see, most of us plod on through our daily life, not taking a moment to pause and introspect as to why we experience that emotion in the first place. So, in fact, through such situation in one's day-to-day life, one's mind, by reacting negatively to situation and events, open up a window and give one a small illustrative sketch into the nature. So, if one is alert, one is objective in one's outlook, one can follow the pathway through the window that the mind opens up. So, as a result, through this process, one begins to gain more self awareness as to how one's mind works and it responds to very small stimuli. Another is you can increase your self awareness by seeking feedback from others. इसके मैंने आपको एग्जांपल कई सारे दिए हैं. Okay. Another is, so you need to remain open and appreciate feedback. So as a leader, you can also provide them feedback, your colleague. For example, say uh, one person is always submitting a very good report, but this time his report was not up to the mark. Now, how you will give him or her feedback? Mr. Ramesh, you have been submitting the report, very good report in the past, but this time your report has got some spelling errors. Okay. Now, this is the feedback. Now, what you will do next time, before submitting feedback, before submitting the report, you will incorporate spell check in order to avoid future criticism. That is, you have got the opportunity to improve upon. And please don't be defensive while receiving negative feedback from others. Say some student has said, "Sir, you are not teaching in a proper manner. This was the shortcoming." Please take it in a positive sense and try to improve upon those areas where you are lacking. Try to take correctives. You see, to bring desired changes. Another way is that you can increase your self awareness by observing someone else's mistake and then introspecting. This is another, you see, a very good technique. Then another is correcting the tendency to think that we are better than what we are. So tendencies like to take responsibility for successes and deny responsibility for failure, or exaggerating our own potential and importance, or to believe others will change and we won't have to. Create excuses for failure. Another is recognizing the fears and misconceptions in the way of self improvement. Say fear of growing up, fear of success, fear of excelling, and fear of knowing act as barriers to succeeding and realizing one's potential. So become aware of any of these fears. If at all they are there, overcome these barriers to become your best true self. So the strategies which you can include for enhancing self-awareness is, one is reflective practices. How you can do it? You can spend at least 1 hour in a day to reflect upon the activities you undertook on the day. Try to identify your strengths and weaknesses and identify the reasons for success and failure. Think of the correctives you can undertake to avoid failures and increase the chances of success in the activities. Recording your critical incidents. Try to be aware of your critical incidents in life, successes or failures in different situations. Try to identify the causes or the reasons. So this will help you in identifying your strengths and weaknesses. It will also help you in working on the reasons of failures, and thus you can correct yourself. Another is you can share actively. You can go for self disclosure. Effective communication, both verbal and non verbal, can be used to share one's thoughts and feelings with others. So, my friends, you need to open up about what you think and how you feel to make others understand you, and also to modify your thoughts and feelings based on the perceptions, reactions, or feedback of others. Always try to use I messages and not you messages. Try to talk to yourself, focus on the problem rather than person, and be brief. And active listening is very important. This involves deliberate attention. Attention to both verbal and non-verbal component of communication. Evaluation of the logic and consistency of what is being said. Relating it with you already know. Encouraging the speaker, reflecting on what he has said. Then comes practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness means being present in the moment and paying attention to yourself and your surroundings rather than getting lost in thought or ruminating or daydreaming. Friends, it is the practice of focusing your attention on one thing like your breath, a mantra, or a feeling, and letting your thoughts drift by instead of holding on to them. So, both practices can help you become more aware of your internal state and your reaction to things. They can also help you identify your thoughts and feelings and keep from getting so caught up in them that you lose your hold on yourself. So, yes, you need to meditate. As you see, most people know by now, meditation is the practice of improving your moment by moment awareness. There are many forms of meditation which begin with focusing on appreciating the simplicity of inhaling and exhaling. Speaking personally, I try to gain greater awareness by simply finding a few seconds to focus on my breathing. So you can do before sleep, sometimes with many of the in between work. During these meditation, you can ask a few questions from yourself: what I am trying to achieve, what I am doing that is working, what I am doing that is slowing me down, what can I do to change. And another is that you need to write down your key plans and priorities. So this is another way of increasing your self-awareness, by writing down what you want to do, and also you can track your progress. You can ask your trusted friend also, okay, about the feedback. So these are some of the techniques, and the purpose of enhancing self-awareness is to reduce the area of blind self, hidden self, and unknown self, and increase the area of open self, so as to have control over our choices, our decisions, our actions, and have better communication and relationships with